Okay, so it's the last day here in England. We are at Crawley. It's a small town of Crawley. You can see Christmas Wall in the background. Pretty nice street. Small town. So we're going shopping before we go back to Singapore. To this place called Wilko. Looks like a Kmart kind of stuff. And later on we're going to County Mall for some shopping. Right, Maricus?
I don't think that's a new idea.
Yeah, they also have a decathlon, same like Spain and all that. So pretty cool. Alright, so we are at the County Mall here in Crawley. You can see it's a very nice big mall. Lots of shops and we got some food. So yep, it's about 4 stories high, so we're gonna check it out now. Let's check. Okay, so this is the last time we're gonna do this video to end up the trip. So we spent 12 days overseas, starting off from landing in London Heathrow, then immediately driving to Bath City for about 2 to 3 hours, and then reaching there at night about I think 8:30. And then we stayed in the Bath Priority for one night, whereby the next morning we drove off to the Roman Baths and Royal Victoria Park in Bath City as well. Then we drove all the way down to I think along the way we stopped somewhere, but then we drove all the way to Southampton, where we took the Royal Caribbean cruise, and we boarded, and the next day was just cruising. Then the subsequent day we landed in Bilbao, where we got the excursion bus to San Sebastian, the very nice. Yeah, we attended mass in one of the churches, the Good Shepherd Church. Then we also went to Old Town, San Sebastian. That was nice. St. Vincent the Church was there. And then after that we went back to Bilbao City. Didn't really get the chance to check out Bilbao, but we went back on ship. And then the next day we ended up at La Coruña, where we took the excursion bus to Santiago. We went to La Coruña, we went to Santiago, and then that was a pretty nice place. We went to visit the church, the Santiago de Compostela Cathedral, where the one of the 12 apostles, St. James, was buried there. So that was a pretty good excursion. And we had some food and bought lots of stuff. And then we landed back at La Coruña, and then the next day was cruising. And then following that we went to France. First stop was Cherbourg, and then we went for an excursion to 3 places. The Normandy American Cemetery, and the Omaha Beach. That was the second one, and the last one was San Mia Iglesia Church, or in the town itself. It was a quick stop in the town for like half an hour, 40 minutes around there. Then from there we went back to Cherbourg. We went back to the cruise, and then decided to explore Cherbourg's shopping center, city center. So we did some shopping there and bought quite a lot of stuff. And then the next day we actually landed up in Le Havre in France as well, where we didn't get the chance to check out Le Havre, but we went to Mont Saint Michel, the place, this whole like a town on secluded in the middle of the like supposedly secluded in the middle of the ocean, of the sea, I mean, and that was to in honor of the Archangel Michael. So that was a fascinating sight. And then that was 6 hours of drive, 3 hours there, 3 hours back, to Mont Saint Michel. But it was a pretty good excursion, the Mont Saint Michel. A lot of walking because it's a pretty high town whereby it is like hundreds and hundreds of steps to go up to the cathedral. And then so that was good. And then we came back to the ship, and then the next day we landed in Southampton again, and then we took a taxi with this pretty nice Afghanistan taxi driver, Zaki, or Zach for short, who took us around. We actually went to Stonehenge. From Stonehenge we went to Bicester Village, which was pretty far, and then he took us all the way back to the Montcalm Royal London. So that was ended off quite late, about I think 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. And then second day we went on our own exploring London, and then we went to a few places like the Big Ben. We wanted to go to Big Ben, but it was closed. So we went to Buckingham Palace, Westminster Abbey,
Parliament House.
Parliament House. We just walked past most of it. We took the London City bus to Buckingham, which is just the outside, just to check out what the Buckingham Palace looks like. And then from there we actually got a bit sick and tired of the place because it's so crowded, super crowded. So
And cold.
yeah, it's very cold, extremely cold. So we went to Westfield. No?
Oxford.
Oh, we went to Oxford and Mayfair for some high-end shopping. Don't think we bought much there. Then from there we went to the Emirates Stadium first for me to check out my Arsenal stuff. So from the Emirates we went to this recommendation of really big shopping center, the largest shopping center in Europe. That's what they say, but I think it's true. Westfield at Shepherd's Bush. So we ended up there. We bought lots of stuff there. And then the next day we went to this very nice place in Notting Hill, the Portobello Markets. We bought quite a lot of stuff there as well. And then we ended up at Westfield Shepherd's Bush again. And to which leads up to today. Today is the last day before we go back to Singapore via Norwegian air shuttle. And so today wasn't much. We're staying at the Hilton Gatwick, so the only town that we could possibly reach in a short distance besides Brighton, which is about an hour away, was Crawley Town. So we did some shopping. A pretty nice town, quite a lot of stuff as well. Not as good as Portobello Markets, but yeah, pretty nice town, nice shopping mall as well. And then which leads up to right now we've been resting for like 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours. So our flight is at midnight, and we're having our last meal here in London, with Marsha having fishy and chippy, and I'm having some burger before we head back, and also having some Czech hot coffee from Singapore. Yep, so quite sad that I didn't go for the game. I did give my tickets away to one of the staff at Montcalm, also a vlogger just like me. And the game is on in 8 o'clock. So hopefully he gets there in time, and hopefully he remembers to print out his tickets. So yep, we will reach Singapore tomorrow at about 8:35 p.m. So it's gonna be a hell of a journey again, 13.5 hours. So till the next trip. I think it was pretty adventurous trip. We did quite a lot of shit, and it's pretty good. So see you in Singapore. Bye bye. So heading back to Singapore, gates 23 to 28. We're going to 25. So you're rushing back to the Norwegian air shuttle. So we are on the Norwegian air shuttle, some sort of budget flight from UK, which is ending soon next year. Very small plane. Yep, so here we are on the Norwegian air shuttle. You can see the seat is quite big actually. Quite good room space, leg room space. So yep, so pretty good. Not much of an entertainment system though.
I think it's in here.
The entertainment system is in here. Later we'll pull it out and check it out. Not too bad for talking to. Pretty cool. This is the entertainment system. We're flying above Thailand right now. You order all your drinks through here. Videos. Oh, thank you.